You ever had a woman smile at you, hold eye contact a little longer than usual, and suddenly your brain goes, she wants me. But then 2 days later, she introduces you to her boyfriend? Yeah, that sting. That's the pain of misreading the room. And trust me, most men watching this video have most likely experienced it as well. Today, I'm breaking down the real difference between flirting and politeness. I'll show you how to read the signs. We're going to unpack why men misread friendliness as attraction, the secret cues women give when they're genuinely interested, and how to develop calibrated confidence so you win either way. You ready? Let's do it. Jessica OS here. Welcome to the channel. Number one, the fear of embarrassment. Let's start with the real reason most men misread signals. Now, it's not that you're bad at reading women. You're just terrified of feeling or looking like a fool. You know, you're at a party, she laughs at your jokes, she's touching your shoulder, keeps asking questions. I mean, you tend to think that there's genuine interest. And you start thinking, yeah, this woman's into me. So you build up the courage to ask for her number. And then she smiles and politely says, oh, I actually have a boyfriend. That right there, that crash of ego, that's embarrassment in its purest form. And it's the one emotion that a lot of guys try hardest to avoid, and I get it. See, most men don't fear rejection itself. They fear the public rejection, looking like the guy who read it wrong. You don't want to feel stupid, you don't want to be laughed at, and that fear kind of makes you second guess every signal that women give. So instead of acting naturally, you start performing, start to predict what she's feeling instead of really observing what she's actually doing. You become that mind reader instead of the guy who reads reality. And that's where you lose your edge, you see. When your ego gets involved, you stop noticing patterns. You overinterpret everything. One smile feels like an invitation. One joke feels like a connection. One text feels like a green light. Hear me. One action means nothing because attraction is repetition. Real interest echoes. You win when you stop needing her interest to validate you. You see, because the man who doesn't crave confirmation is the man who sees clearly. Instead of reacting to emotion, he watches out for patterns. If she keeps showing up in your space, keeps engaging without prompting, keeps creating excuses to connect, then yes, she's probably flirting. And if not, it's all noise. You see, you need to learn to delay your interpretation until the evidence repeats. That's the key here. Here's what high-value men do differently. They don't act off a single signal. They wait for patterns. So the next time you're unsure, don't flirt back immediately. Just stay calm, observe. If she's truly interested, trust me, she'll circle back. She'll create another chance for you to respond. If she doesn't, you saved yourself from humiliation. The humiliation of chasing a mirage. Number two, confusion over mixed signals. This one humbles even the most confident guys because women can be warm, expressive, attentive without a single ounce of romantic interest behind it. You see, for example, you're at work, she laughs at your jokes, compliments your shirt, asks how your weekend was. You start thinking, oh man, this girl must be into me, right? But when you finally shoot your shot, she looks shocked and she's like, oh, I didn't mean it like that. And now you're stuck wondering, did I imagine the whole thing? Was she leading me on or not? No, brother, you just misunderstood the context. I need you to understand that women are socially conditioned to be pleasant, even when we're not attracted to someone. Okay, a lot of us smile, laugh, engage because basically we've learned that friendliness keeps interactions smooth, safe, non-confrontational, and we like that. So yes, we might giggle, touch your arm, maintain eye contact, but it doesn't mean that we're into you. See, women's social warmth is often self-protection and not seduction. When you want her to like you, your brain edits reality. You start seeing intent where there's only interaction. You read her friendliness through the filter of hope. And that's why you end up misreading the room. You're projecting what you wish she felt instead of noticing what she's actually doing consistently. So here's the rule. Context always tells you more than the contact. Ask yourself, where is this happening and why is she engaging? If it's her job, like she's a waitress, a coworker, a trainer, friendliness is part of the script. If it's a social event, pay attention to how she acts with other men, right? Is she that friendly with everyone or is it just you? If it's a one-on-one situation and she goes out of her way to extend the conversation or initiate contact after it ends, then that's definitely a sign of interest. Polite women smile when spoken to. Ask surface level questions. keep physical distance, and exit the interaction smoothly. Flirty women find excuses to restart the conversation, playfully tease you, make physical contact feel accidental but frequent, and delay leaving even when the conversation is over. You don't need to guess. You can test her energy, add subtle tension, tease her lightly, flirt back once, just once, and then pull away. Watch how she responds. If she matches your energy or re-engages later, she's probably flirting too. If she freezes, stiffens, or changes the topic, trust me, she was just being polite. It's that simple. So next time you're tempted to read too much into a, hey, how are you? Slow down. Ask yourself, is she giving me attention or giving me access? Attention is free. Access, on the other hand, is earned. And only a man who understands that difference can truly read the room and win. Number 3, the overthinking loop. So men don't lose women because they said the wrong thing. I don't believe that. I think they lose women because they thought too much before saying anything at all. You know that mental movie that starts playing after every interaction with a girl? You know, she smiled at you and now your brain's producing a full-on series, right? Was she flirting? Should I have asked for her number? Did I look desperate? It just goes on and on and on. You replay the scene like a detective searching for hidden clues, except the only thing you're finding is self-doubt. Listen, overthinking comes from insecurity, disguised as analysis, right? You're not trying to understand her. You're trying to protect your ego from rejection. So instead of acting in real time, you're just like stuck in this mental rehearsal. You trade spontaneity for strategy. And in doing so, you kill the very energy that made her notice you in the first place. Women can feel hesitation. It shows up in your tone, your eye contact, your pauses. It's not what you say. It's the delay before you say it. When you hesitate, you broadcast uncertainty. You tell her that you're uncertain. See, here's how it actually happens. You meet a woman who seems interested. You overanalyze the vibe until you're convinced that she's out of your league. So you play it safe, act cool, and you don't follow up. Then, guess what? A few days later, she's talking to another guy who's not overthinking anything and just acting. You sit there telling yourself, he's lucky. No, he's decisive. Confidence isn't about knowing you'll win. It's about making the move anyway. The men who win with women are the ones who stay present. They flirt, they lead, they take their shot, they shoot it. And if it doesn't land, they don't lose sleep, right? They observe, they adjust, they move on. If you're always in your head, you'll miss what's happening right in front of you. Next time you feel that hesitation building, use this 3-second rule I'm about to share. If you want to say something, do it within 3 seconds of feeling the impulse. That short window will force you to bypass doubt and act from instinct, where your natural charisma lives. Overthinking lives in delay. Confidence lives in action. So start training yourself to interpret rejection differently. When a woman doesn't respond the way you hoped, don't label it as failure. Label it as data, right? Every no refines your intuition. Every awkward moment builds your emotional muscle. Remember, overthinking kills attraction faster than rejection ever could. So make the move. Don't make a movie in your head. Just do it. Swoosh. This would have been a nice place to advertise. Anyway, number 4, the real fear of being seen as creepy. Let's talk about the word every man dreads, creepy. It's a social death sentence. Say the wrong thing, stand too close, hold eye contact for a second too long, and suddenly you're that guy. But here's the truth. Most men who get labeled as creepy aren't predators. They're just nervous. They project uncertainty, and women feel that energy before a word comes out of your mouth. Women don't call confident men creepy. They call hesitant men with unclear intentions creepy. It's not what you say, it's how unsure you seem when you say it. When a man approaches with shaky energy, like he's apologizing for existing, it puts a woman on edge. She doesn't feel safe because you're nervous, and your nervousness creates emotional tension. She can't tell what you want, and what we can't read, we fear. Modern men are walking tightropes. They've been told, don't be too forward, be confident, be nice, don't be boring. I mean, it's confusing, right? So most men kind of tend to overcorrect, right? They suppress attraction instead of expressing it. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect sign, and in that hesitation, the masculine charge will disappear. The difference isn't what you do. You see, it's the energy behind it. Creepy energy equals uncertain, approval-seeking, hesitant energy. Charismatic energy equals relaxed, grounded, confident energy. Both men might say, "You look beautiful today." But the creepy one says it waiting for validation. The confident one says it and moves on, like a man who knows he gave a gift and not a plea. You see, women don't need you to ask if it's okay to be confident. They need you to feel that you're in control of yourself, right? That means no fidgeting, no darting eyes, no over-explaining your intentions. Stand tall, speak slowly, smile with ease. Your goal isn't to get her, it's to show up as a man she can feel at ease around. You don't earn comfort by hiding your desire, you earn it by owning it calmly. So stop seeing yourself as someone entering her space. Start seeing yourself as someone inviting her into yours. That's one mental flip that removes the creepy vibe instantly. Because now you're not intruding, you're leading. You're not chasing, you're choosing. Next time you talk to a woman, do this. Keep your voice low and slow. Hold eye contact until she looks away first. Don't rush to fill the silence. Let tension breathe. If you compliment her, make it casual and self-assured, then change the topic. That calm indifference communicates that your attraction isn't a threat, it's a fact. The nice guy trap. There's nothing wrong with kindness, but nice and attractive are not the same thing. In fact, most nice guys are just polite men afraid to be real. You think you're being respectful, she thinks you're forgettable. Because nice to most women means predictable, overly agreeable, emotionally safe, which is great for friendship, but deadly for romance. Women don't fantasize about the man who says yes to everything. They fantasize about the one who challenges them, the man who can actually say no without raising his voice. The nice guy mindset comes from fear. Fear of rejection, fear of conflict, fear of losing access to her attention. So you just become overly accommodating. Smile too much, agree too fast, hide your real opinions. You think that's going to make her like you. What it really does is make her feel like she's in control. And you can't attract a woman from a submissive emotional standpoint. Women crave polarity. I say that in every video. That tension between softness and strength, right? When you're too polite, you remove the spark. She feels safe but not stimulated. She trusts you, but she doesn't desire you. The man who ignites her emotions is the one who stands his ground. He can make her laugh and make her think. He listens, but he doesn't fold. When you constantly try to make her happy, trust me guys, you send one message and one message only. My approval depends on your reaction. That's emotional weakness disguised as virtue. It kills respect because women sense when a man's actions are driven by fear instead of conviction. And once she senses that weakness, she'll unconsciously test you just to see if you'll finally grow a spine. And guess what? If you keep folding, you're done. So how do you stay kind without killing attraction? Keep your standards visible. Don't be afraid to say, hey, that doesn't work for me. It's not rude, it's clarity, and clarity is sexy. Don't overpraise. Compliments lose power when they're constant. Say less, but mean more. Tease with confidence. Humor disarms, playfulness seduces. A small, bold tease can spark more attraction than 10 sweet compliments ever will. Lead the interaction. Choose the time, the place, the pace. Leadership doesn't make you controlling, it makes her feel safe in your frame. Number 6, the desire for clarity. Every man watching this has said this at least once. Why can't women just say what they really mean? You want straight answers? You want to know, is she flirting or just being polite? Because you're tired of guessing, tired of misreading smiles, and even more tired of embarrassing yourself for caring, right? So yeah, let's clear the fog. I got you. Men look for logic and emotion. Women express emotion through behavior. That's the disconnect. You want verbal clarity, and she gives you behavioral breadcrumbs. She may never say, I'm into you, but she'll show it in tone, proximity, consistency, emotional investment. You just need to learn how to see it. You want to believe that one strong moment means something, but interest isn't about moments, it's about patterns. Politeness is random. Attraction repeats. Politeness is about social comfort. It's transactional, okay? She smiles because you smiled. She talks because you talked. Her tone stays neutral, controlled. She's quick to exit when the conversation slows. She doesn't show up. You always initiate. That's not rejection, it's neutral energy. She's being pleasant, not personal. When a woman is genuinely flirting, the energy will change. It feels alive. Watch out for these cues. She'll maintain longer eye contact even after the joke ends. She mirrors your tone, your posture, your rhythm. She finds excuses to touch you or removes barriers between you. She laughs louder around you than she does with others. She extends the moment. She doesn't want the interaction to end. I could go on and on and on and on. You see, usually you can almost feel her trying to hold space for you. That's not politeness at that point. It's emotional curiosity. A polite woman will engage you only when you do. An interested woman will create opportunities to keep the connection going. She'll text first occasionally. Ask personal questions that go beyond surface level. Remember details when you don't expect her to. Try to spend time near you even when she doesn't have to, right? This isn't friendliness, it's emotional effort. And women only invest energy where they feel something. Most men confuse attention for access. They assume a woman's friendliness means they've been invited in. But attention is cheap. It costs her nothing. Access, her time, vulnerability, consistent communication, that is what's valuable. If she gives you both, she's interested. If she only gives you attention, she's polite. Never confuse her being available in conversation with her being available in intention. And don't fall for emotional spikes, the sudden bursts of warmth that vanish just as fast. Instead, track how she behaves across multiple interactions. Does she get more comfortable, more engaged, more playful, or does she stay flat, formal, and mechanical? Clarity comes from observing the trend line, not the moment. Stop needing her to tell you what she feels. Start watching what she's willing to do about it. That's what emotionally intelligent men do differently. They don't chase reassurance, they collect evidence. I'll give you a quick mental checklist to end the confusion once and for all. A couple of C's. Context. Where is this happening? Work, social, private? Continuity. Does she repeat the behavior across time? Consistency. Does her tone, energy, and attention stay steady or fade? Contribution. Does she initiate contact or only respond? And finally, comfort. Does she open up emotionally or keep things surface level? If 3 out of 5 lean towards positive, you're probably dealing with attraction and not politeness. Number 7. The confidence comeback. Nothing damages a man's confidence faster than realizing he misread a woman's signals. You thought she was flirting, she was just being polite. You took a shot, she curved you. Now every time a woman smiles, your brain does that thing, and you're like, don't fall for it again. And that's the moment most men lose their edge because basically they stop trusting themselves. You see, confidence doesn't disappear overnight. It erodes through repetition. Every small rejection, every misread look, every awkward silence will chip away at your sense of certainty. And eventually you'll start moving through the world defensively, avoiding risk, avoiding embarrassment, avoiding life. And when you do that, you kill your charisma because real confidence isn't the absence of rejection. It's the ability to stay grounded after rejection. A confident man doesn't need to be right every time. He needs to be emotionally stable enough to stay centered even when he's wrong. When you trust yourself, you can flirt freely. You can risk rejection. You can move on quickly. And that makes you magnetic. You know that voice in your head that says, don't say it, she'll think you're weird. Don't look too long. She'll think you're creepy. Don't text first, she'll think you're desperate. That voice isn't protecting you. It's imprisoning you, unfortunately. It's the voice of every failed attempt, whispering, play it safe. But safety never built attraction. Boldness did. See, you don't rebuild confidence by thinking. You rebuild it by doing. So start with small interactions that have no emotional stakes. Flirt with a cashier. Compliment the bartender. Make eye contact with a stranger and hold it. Not to get numbers, but to get reps. Right? Because confidence isn't a feeling, it's a skill. And like any skill, it grows through exposure. You see, and that's exactly why I created this digital product, the 30 Days to Confidence Challenge. It's designed to rewire your habits, one bold action at a time. For 30 days, if you join this course, you'll step out of your comfort zone daily. Small calculated moves that will build real presence and self-trust. And by the end, you won't just act confident, you will be confident. Join the challenge. Take 1 month to build the version of you that no rejection can shake. The link is in the description. Sign up and start today. My name is Jessica OS. I hope you got value from this video. I will catch you in the next one. Cheers.